Once again, after the break, we are meeting here for our third domain sessions. Uh, the session that we are going to have now is going to be delivered by Dr. Vinod Sharma, who is an associate professor and the head of the department at Christ University, Delhi. So it will really be an insightful session. I would request all the participants to wait for a few minutes. By the time all the participants join back, we will begin the session. So please wait patiently for a few minutes and we are going to start the session shortly.
visible?
Yes, sir, it is visible, sir.
Oh, thank you. So, good afternoon, everyone. I hope I'm audible also.
Yes, sir, you are clearly audible, sir.
Thank you. So, good afternoon, everyone. I am, as introduced by the anchor, I'm Vinod Sharma. I'm a faculty at Christ deemed to be University. So, first of all, thank you very much, Father Director and Thangachan sir, for giving me this opportunity to present my thought on this a very important topic. Um, because the COVID has changed the way we used to look for uh, the marketing in before 2020. Actually, I would say so. And before I begin, actually, I would like to thank the organizing committee also of this wonderful event that is a national level conclave, and congratulate them to conduct this and organize this very successfully. Uh, so, talking about recent trends in marketing, as we all know, uh, human society have changed, and it has changed a lot in last 1.5 years. We've never imagined the kind of changes we have made in our life, like our total way of thinking and the perspective of life has changed. And this change is more than what we have changed in last 200 years, in fact. And now we live in a world of exponential technological changes. It is not because of the only COVID, but earlier also we were experiencing the changes in the marketplace. Uh, Cheap sensors allow everything to become smart, and whatever you have it in Amendon goes to cloud. This is the reality of the present world. Be it money, governance, cities, or books, we have everything available in cloud. And you can say that nowadays consumers are so much aware, or customers are so aware, that 70% of them actually they're there in the marketplace, and they know about the products before they reach out to make any purchase decision. And this becomes very essential for us to understand why is it so. So the point is basically because 9 hours millennials, which is the actually the majority of the audience today, we have it here. The millennials are spending approximately, or we can say that average 9 hours a day on social media platform, which leaves a lot of footprint in the marketplace. A marketer can use it very effectively. And do remember, these millennials having a very different kind of a purchasing behavior also. The purchasing decisions, their decisions are totally influenced or highly influenced. You can say that 70% influenced by the recommendation, and 60% in store decisions are influenced by the social media campaign. Now, keeping these things in mind, we can say that we are moving from the kind of uh, product to a total experienced kind of a marketing, where the marketing is no more related to the commodity. We are talking about the product or the experience to be sold out in the marketplace. And this is exactly what Starbucks have done it. I think we have already learned those theories or those case studies of Starbucks, how Starbucks could sell not only the coffee but the experience in the marketplace. And similarly, CCD also did the same thing in India. All right, and brand have been transformed to a platform. Now the market is driven by these platforms, OTT platforms, we say so. And this has increased in last 1.5 years. The consumptions of live stream has increased by 99% in 2020. And this is increasing continuously because now 2021 is also totally shut down. Yeah, we zoomed for everything. We zoomed for everything, almost like you talk about the work. We zoomed for happy hours. We zoomed for holidays, and we zoomed for more or less, you can say that we zoomed for everything, whatever come across in our life. Live streaming industry also grown exponentially during this time period. Everyone turned out to be, or they have brought in this important feature of live streaming. We have new platforms available now, which we never heard of. In fact, there was a growth of Zoom and I think for WebEx and Team of more than 300%. This is nothing but basically what we have seen it last year. And this is increasing continuously. So the live streaming being offered by YouTube, Twitters, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, now which has been now it is they're trying to bring it come to India again, and LinkedIn also. So these are the few platforms which started because of the change in the marketplace. And it's not only the live stream. People are very comfortable in going to a video, but if they are not comfortable, but there are audio content also available, and this is increasing again very. You can see that there is a steep growth in the audio content also in the marketplace in last 1.5 years. And we as an Indian are holding a third largest podcast market, and we hear somewhere around like 57.6 million we have listeners, monthly listeners of audio content. And now if you see any newspaper, rather I think millennials, if I talk about, which is the major audience, I would say, why am I saying again and again about the millennials? Because they are the future of the country. And if you talk about the same, I think they are the one who's going to lead the world, and they spend most of the time over the online, rather than reading out the newspaper, they are listening to the news. And Economic Times, as well as you talk about the Mint, you have a kind of a podcast. You name any newspaper which is not actually having a podcast. And there are many more available now in the marketplace, which are actually offering you a very good quality content. So we can say that we are continuously going through we are currently going through a revolutionary shift. This revolutionary shift had happened earlier in industry. Okay, we had an industry revolution wherein we reach out to industry revolution 2.0 to 3.0. And within, I think 5 years time down the line, we reached to 4.0. And we are expecting that it is not going to be 4.0. It would actually go to the next level. And mass media revolution. We had the mass media revolution also, like the marketing is happening not only by using the kind of a traditional tool, but it is being used by the mass media. And the third, that is again a very important. Now, I would not barge into the digital revolution, but yeah, I can't complete my session when we talk about the trends in the marketplace without actually talking about the digital revolution. Now, there are certain facts about the digital revolution also, right? 90% brands use social media to increase the awareness, and 70% consumers, I'm talking out of, again, I'm referring it to the millennials only, they do not like to see advertisement on their mobile phone. Now, why, we may have this question in mind, why they don't like seeing the advertisement in the mobile phone. Now, the point is basically the advertisement, generally you have a kind of a celebrity endorsed advertisement, generally endorsed by the celebrities. And millennials don't get influenced easily by the celebrities. It's just 3% consumers are influenced by them. So they want someone like or similar to them. And this is how like the market is growing from the different or in the different way. And this has pushed during the COVID also and post-COVID era, I would say so. Because public life was shut down. We were not having any other way to move out. Finding marketers left with no other option to find out new ways to reach out to the consumers. And they identified one channel, that is an online channels, to reach or to address the consumers or customers' requirement. Now, there are 5 important trends I would like to discuss today. I would discuss in very brief because of the time, paucity of the time. Omni-channel marketing, marketing automations, conversational marketing, the purpose and mindset, and video marketing. These are the 5 important trends which are changing the overall landscape of marketing. Now, if we talk about omni-channel marketing, as the word in itself suggests, that interconnecting all the different channels, what we have it, and ensuring that we are targeting our right audience. What it means basically, we try and understand, we try to understand what is the specific behavior of the customers, as and when a customer reach out to our website to search about the information. This is exactly what is happening nowadays. Before we reach out to the market, we have more information about the product. All right, we search about the product in the online. Even I'm talking about for automobile sector. Now, yesterday only I was reading one article. Automobile sector, approximately customers are more than like 75% information customers already have in hand. Like they know how much discount is being even offered by the various outlets. So this much of information customers have before they reach out to the market. All right, and we understand and we try to have kind of a properly engage with each customers. We treat each and individual customers and an individual identity, and we try and reach out to them individually and then try and understand their overall behavior. We design the right journey for the consumers. We personalize the offers and recommendations, and then finally we optimize the inventory. So all the departments, you can say that, or all the way to reach out to the consumers are interconnected. And this is what is very different, and this is what is driven by the data which is generated by all of us every time we log in or we reach out to any online platform to understand the product or to understand any nitty-gritty of the product. We leave certain footprints, and then we have been followed. And you would see this is exactly what is happening. Like when you try to buy a laptop, let's say because of this pandemic, the prices of laptop are also increasing. Yeah, let's say if you want to buy a laptop today, you try and search in the different websites, and then you start receiving emails, you start receiving notifications, you start receiving all different ways of reaching out. They try and reach out to you. Organization try to reach out to you, try and offer you a lucrative deals that can actually generate an interest amongst the consumers for making the final purchase decision. Now, in this, marketing automation is also one of the very important component. That is the second important trend we have it in the market. Now, there are various ways of marketing automation. I'll discuss about the same also later. But the major role of marketing automation is to generate the lead. There are raw leads available, variable leads. We have nurtured leads, active leads, marketing qualified leads, and then this is being accepted by the sales team, opportunities, and finally you close. Now, why automation? Why marketing automation is needed? Because it helps in generating the lead by 61%. So when I read the information about my consumers, and then I try to cater my product or try to serve my product to my consumers, then I would have a 61% higher chances of generating a lead. And nurturing a lead is 57% high. And you can say that 47 is the sales, 47% is the sales revenue, higher the sales increase in the sales revenue generated because of the marketing automation trends. Not only this, automation also helps in generating the leads, but also helps in segmenting the entire market. You evaluate the leads also, because sometimes there are fake customers or there are system-based customers which actually try and generate and try to misguide the system. All right, so you can evaluate the leads also. Communicating the personalized contents. You can always create the personalized content. I'll just give you the very brief example. When you receive a kind of a message from any telecom service sector that the specialized offer or a specific offer for you as an individual. So that offer has been designed specifically for you by keeping your purchasing intention in mind. And do remember, the content is so important. The content writer role is so important in the marketplace in present era that you have to write everything in just 160 words. And you need to explain why it is essential for a consumer to go for that, okay, or to buy the product. And this is not only in the content, but also in the advertisement. Now, advertising industry revolves around just 5 seconds. You count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in last 5 seconds, because whenever you turn on video, like YouTube, there is an option of changing or skipping the advertisement after 5 seconds. So you have an only window of 5 seconds to attract your customers, and then ensure that customers likes to see the entire advertisement. Acquiring new customers, this is also again a very important element that is generated by the automation. And addressing the existing customers, this is very essential. Now, some people may say that why retention is important. There are various studies have confirmed that retention of consumers are the most essential task in the marketing era, because it costs 70% less uh, amount to retain the existing customers than to acquire the new one, and that is very huge cost. 70%. It is 5 times as much as costlier to have a kind of a new customer. And for this reason, the automation process helps in ensuring in acquiring the new customers as well as addressing the need of existing customers. Now, moving on to the next component, that is a conversational marketing. Conversational marketing, I think I'm sure like you all are aware about what is conversational marketing. We all are now using the chatbots. We're creating also chatbots. Like if you ever attend any marketing analytics class, like nowadays, faculty ask you to develop a chatbot. The reason is very important, that you should be able to understand what is and how it is being created. All right, so this is one of the best examples of conversational marketing that basically deals with the context of the talk, and then the personal touch that you offer. Like as soon as I log into Amazon, and then there is a kind of a chatbot which pop up and ask any question. Eva would answer all whatever query you have. So now I'm going and giving a kind of taking a real-time answers of any questions I have in mind. Okay, be it banking or service industry. Okay, so this real-time conversational or two-way dialogue helps the potential customers in a big way. You can say that. If you talk about figures, like for any sales and marketing related questions, the 82% want immediate response. Okay, and 90% customers wants immediate response when it comes to service questions, service related questions, consumer service related questions. Even nowadays, institutions have these chatbots. You log into the website and you have kind of an option wherein you can immediately get those answers which are needed. Immediately, you can resolve all queries, whatever comes to your mind. So conversational marketing is again a third very important or potential marketing trend in the present era. Now, COVID has there are certain advantages of post-COVID era also. Okay, this hit of COVID. Now we never realized this much of potential. Like I'm delivering a session over online. We never thought of doing it in this way. We were very much kind of like, you can say that I was very much not we as an individual. I as an individual, if I talk about myself, I was not very comfortable also to deliver a session over online platform. But now the time has changed. Now, in fact, we can say that the COVID has actually pushed us to think differently. And similarly, organization need to think differently. There shall be a purpose and there is a mindset needed. And this is the core reason the organizations which were actually doing something for the society at the time when the COVID hit, customers like those organizations. There is a positive mindset about those organizations. So an integrated sense of purpose unites stakeholders and give company a human dimension. So purpose is very essential when you actually serve the customer, and specifically during the crisis times. This has pushed organization, I would say so, like 75% customers who buy during the pandemic buy exclusively or buy more from the companies that give something back to the society. And that's a big number. and that's a big motivation also for the organization to promote if they are doing something good for the society. 78% consumers who agree companies' role society should be more than simply protecting their own interest. 60% of consumers who realized during pandemic that governments need the help of private organization to solve societal issues. Now, these are the three important figures which confirms that even earlier in times when people were thinking of not to globalize the entire market, but yes, over a period of time, we realized that there is a need of private organization to even resolve the societal issues if there is any concern. Okay. Now, the fifth most important way of or trend in the marketing is, or the world would lead by this, and it has actually led also. Now, this is the video marketing. Now, video marketing, the market is blooming up like anything. Okay. And it helps in humanizing the selling process. 87% of market leaders say that video marketing has increased the organic traffic on their website, and 80% market leader say that there is an improved in the sales figure. Now you can understand the importance of video marketing. And these video marketing, it's like now you use the various platforms, and it is more effective than the blogs and even than the podcast. But yes, the market is improving. Reason why the market is improving in this particular sector, because um, as the old saying says, goes basically 20% what you hear and you retain, 30% what you see you retain. And if you see and hear both at the same time, you have a kind of an ability to retain the information by 70%. So this is the one of the basic reason why video marketing content is improving and increasing day by day in the marketplace. So with this, I would like to pause my talk. Thank you very much. So I would say, so there are 5 major trends which are changing the market market in the post-era times. So the one is omni-channel marketing. The second is the marketing automation. The third is uh, what we call it. There shall be a purpose in the purpose of the organization, and mindset should align with the vision and mission of the organization, and consumers should be able to see that purpose. And the very important factor is video marketing. All right, these are the few important or five important new trends that we presently see in the marketing. So with this, thank you very much, and I would open the forum if there is any question from anyone.
Thank you so much, sir. So we have put the chat box off, so participants will not be able to communicate. But we will have a separate feedback system. We will get the feedbacks from the participants and we will share it with you, sir.
Oh, thank you very much. All right, then this is it. I think I finished it up in time. Yes.
Thank you so much, sir, for this insightful session. I truly acknowledge us. We truly acknowledge us with the recent trend of marketing. Some of the takeaways from which I got inspired are the data which you provided us relating to marketing, such as that conversation marketing has 82% of sales-related questions and 90% of our consumer service. So this session was really helpful for us. And so I thank you, sir, for providing us a wonderful session. Thank you, sir. As it is rightly said by Bill Gates that the internet is becoming the town square for the global village of tomorrow. I Usmahala, student of MBA Semester 2, Christ Institute of Management, welcome Reverend Father Dr. Joman Bhavanna, Director of Christ Campus, Dr. K.J. Khanduja, Principal of Christ Institute of Management, Speaker of today, Mr. Saurabh Pandey, and respected faculties and dignitaries and all the participants who have joined today. A very warm welcome to one and all present here. So, the next speaker we have with us is aiming to make marketing digital, who is none other than Mr. Saurabh Pandey. They will enlighten us with the recent trend in digital marketing post-COVID era. A small gist about the sir is digital marketer by passion, accidentally touched the power of digital media in 2006. And since then, his love for digital marketing has grown. He is savvy digital marketing manager with an experience of more than 10 years and a successful track record in planning and leading traditional and digital marketing survey. Sir believes in delivering practical, applied, and conceptual knowledge which has been designed and developed through the intensive research. Sir is an avid speaker too. Sir is invited by many premium, B-school, prominent universities, and distinguished corporate business. Sir, Sir's vision is to bring a revolution in people's life with the power of digital marketing. He wants to impact and change lives of maximum people through his skill of teaching and executing digital marketing strategy. Sir is the founder and CEO at ClickBig Ahmedabad based digital agency and founder and head trainer Brandveda. Well, that was the introduction of Sir. Now I would hand over to Sir. Over to you, Sir.
Okay, fine. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. It's really being honored, to be here. And digital marketing is so important. So can you guys hear my voice, right? My voice is coming, right? Before I start my presentation.
Yes, sir, it's audible.
Yeah, thanks a lot. It's really being an honor. And I'll tell you one thing which is important because all young people are sitting here. One thing is something very important. If you want to earn more, you have to learn more. This is so important. And I'll tell you that, after teaching to 50,000 plus students in digital marketing in 15 years, lot of changes we are seeing it. Now, in this quick 30 minutes, because we have less time, I'm going to talk about what all changes we are seeing. One thing is very important. The whole world is on web. So if I ask you, that, how many of you spend more time on Instagram? Everyone is spending time on Instagram. If I ask you how many of you watch Netflix, everyone has started watching Netflix. So the point is that the whole world is on the web. I hope that pandemic will go off very soon and we should be ready for the trench. So digital marketing is going to be very important. And keep in mind, digital marketing is not only about putting a photograph on social media. Digital marketing has got a lot of verticals and a lot of key strategies. I'll start with the presentation. Just let me know if you can see my presentation. Please do let me know. I'm not able to share my screen, sir. Can you please help me?
Yes, sir. Now you will be able to.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. So let's start. So I'll just quickly take you some of the important thing that what we have learned from last. Just a sec. Okay, fine. Just a sec. So I'll start with first slide. So we'll talk about some of the key things that you can do it. So if you are a student or a business owner, it might help you a lot. So I'll quickly tell you that from current slide. So you can see that these are some statistics. Business are getting affected. What we are saying is, offline during this pandemic, brands, they have shifted their marketing budget from, offline to online because the whole world is on the web, right? So that is a big opportunity for all of us. That everyone is online. It's an important time to make sure that we should have a very strong presence online. You see that a lot of companies, they have, seeing disruptions due to COVID-19. And the big question is, are we really ready to change our game on the web? This is the question that we should be asking. And I will tell you quickly what exactly has happened because of Corona. So Corona mein kya ho gaya hai? That you will understand that people started watching more movies. You started seeing more online videos. You started engaging on social media. You started playing games. And I hope that you started using our digital platform for getting knowledge as well. So a lot of things are changing. You see that. And one of the reasons is opportunity with all of us is the world is on the web. And the question is, do we have a strong presence online as well? So these are some statistics. I'll quickly get into some executions. And what we do is when we go online, we do a lot of activities. As I said, we research on search, we go to YouTube, we learn, we buy products, we do a lot of activities. And you see that all giant retailers, e-retailers like Amazon and Flipkart, all big giants, they're growing on digital platform during this pandemic because the world is on the web. And the best part is rural India is also on the web now, right? So it all happened because of TikTok as well. So I find TikTok was really very important because that made rural people to come on platform as well. But a lot of other platforms also helped. So the rural India is online, and we have a best friend now, which is internet. And I'll tell you, the whole world is on this mobile phone. I keep this in mind. Your customers are there online. It's very important to reach them on mobile device. And the question that we should be asking is, are we ready with the trends? This is so important. So the point is, it's not having a website on the web. It's all about the activity that we do on the web. Let's quickly talk about what exactly has happened and what are the coming trends, what we are seeing. There are a lot of things. AI is going to be very important. I was listening to last lecture. Automation is going to be very important. Artificial intelligence is going to be very important. But it's time to revamp your all digital marketing strategies. So as a business owner and digital marketing practitioner, we have done a lot of changes during this pandemic, and we started growing our business as well. So that is important. So we all know, so you can see that we used to start offline activity. Now we have started working on digital platform. Now we started doing a lot of ads. So you familiar with ads, you see that Facebook, Instagram, social media important, Google search is important, YouTube is important, Clubhouse is doing a good job these days. So a lot of platforms are coming in. And the point is, are we really ready to take our business to next level during this post-COVID? So the point is, let us see some of the key strategy, which I'm saying is, so number one mindset you must have is you need to create a website so that you can make people fall in love with your website. Now, I've seen a lot of business owners, they're not putting money in digital marketing, or they're not creating a website. And one important thing, which I'm telling it to you, everyone is online. Take your website very, very seriously, because now it's time to generate a lot of the business from online. And the point which I want to tell you that it's not about, creating a website for 5,000 rupees. It's all about, are you adapting with the changes? Now, what exactly has happened, during this pandemic, when everything comes online, Google is something very important, because Google gonna help you to make a lot of money from Google search engine, because your customers are searching about the businesses online. So आपके जो customers हैं, वो Google पे भी आपके business को ढूंढ रहे हैं. And that's why it's very important that is your business. Can people find your business on Google search engine? That is so important. And that's why I'm writing one important trend, which I'm saying is that invest in website and just don't create website. Let's make sure that people should fill up the form, or people should watch video, people should spend time on the website, we should get conversions. So one important trend which I want to share is invest in a website. And I've seen, a lot of companies, a lot of brands, they have started working on their website part. If you don't have a website, if you have a website, make sure that you must create conversion-friendly website. Now, one important thing which I want to tell you, that Google is very smart search engine. I've been following Google from last 12, 13 years. And I'll tell you that during this pandemic, Google is trying to make search results far better and smarter. So Google काफी काम कर रहा है अपने algorithms में ताकि आपको कमाल के result दे सके. So if you're creating a website, make sure that you have to consider this point as well. Create website for the conversion. This will be my first pointer, and I'll quickly show you that these are the updates. So this is the update which I'm getting from moz.com. फिलहाल मैं इसके अंदर नहीं जा रहा, but I'll give you I want to give you an idea. Google is betting smart. The question is your website smarter? क्या आपका website कमाल का काम कर रहा है कि नहीं कर रहा है? Because if you create a website, the point is, are you making money from that website? This is important. So this is a screenshot coming from moz.com, जो हमको बता रहा है Google क्या क्या अपडेट कर रहा है. और मैं आपको बिल्कुल ये कहना चाहता हूँ कि वेबसाइट को बहुत सीरियसली लीजिए, आप इन्वेस्टमेंट जैसा इसको समझिए, and start investing on the website and the content part. So is your website is ready for the change? So number one, because it's all gonna start with a website, right? That is so important. And I sometimes, I wonder why people are not spending money on website. And one of the reason is probably जो business owner का website से business नहीं है, probably they will not be that interested to spend money on website. But I still recommend that see website as an investment and make sure that you're following all Google practices. Google is becoming smart. Whatever activity you do online, आप online कोई भी activity कीजिए, people gonna come to your website, take website very seriously. Google is becoming very smart. We have to make sure that we should know the latest trends coming from Google as well. So Google ने कुछ core updates भी किए थे. You can go and check all those updates. The point is make sure your website should be conversion friendly. And what I mean by conversion friendly is people should come on a website and they should buy products from your website. They should fill up the form. They should watch video. They should spend time. This is important. So you can see that, for example, when I'm creating a website, it's very important that I should always rank. That's how you're going to make a lot of money. We call it search engine optimization. SEO is becoming very powerful. But I still remember, the way I used to do SEO in last 10 years, it's changing, right? The world is changing. This is just for example. If someone is searching SEO course in Ahmedabad, you see that Brandveda is coming at number 1. This gives us a lot of our business. And the reason is make sure that you stick, trends in search engine optimization. You should know how Google is working and work accordingly. So this will give you a lot of money. So I'll tell you that core updates are very important. So you can see that we started ranking on all those words as well, because that is our key idea. And this all happened because of trends. So keep in mind that you follow the latest trends. And if you want to have a website, make sure that you must have a chatbot. Your website must be mobile-friendly website. It should have proof of result and should have core web vitals. So I'm talking about 4 points, but a lot of things can be done on the website. But let's say I want that if you have a website, if you implement these things, you will start getting results. So chatbot is important. Mobile-friendly website is important. So make sure you must have a mobile-friendly website because the world is changing and everyone is on mobile device. So इसलिए important होगा proof of result. Core web vitals बहुत important होगा. Probably you can do research and try to find what exactly is core web vitals. But I'll just give you an idea. Core web vitals, Google के कुछ KPIs हैं जिसमें Google ये measure करना चाहता है user engagement on your website. That is important. So you can see that. So chatbot, you can see that I'm showing you a chatbot. Chatbot is really very important. We can get some conversions. A chatbot, and these are the tools that you can use on your website: ClickChat, ManyChat, Mobile Monkey. Important. Make sure that your website is mobile friendly. You can go to Google and search for mobile friendly website. Make sure website must be mobile friendly. That is important. And or Google का अपना tool है जो आप देख सकते हैं. Point number 3 is mobile friendly test. You can see that. मैं आपको एक और tool बता रहा हूँ जिसकी मदद से आप check कर सकते हैं current website, which is mobile friendly test and GT metrics. We use these tools to do technical audit on the website. Next part is I was talking about proof of results. So you can see that आप यहाँ पर देख सकते हैं left hand side proof, social proof. It will help you to have more conversions. Social proof is important. And then for proof of leads, so let's say you can use any of these tools, let convert, Provely, or proof of results. You can see, go to this links, you can make a note and you can check. And next part is these are the website platform where you can decide to make a website. Weebly, Wix, WordPress, Page Cloud. There are a lot of sites where you can make a website. Invest in website. This is what I want to tell you. And point number 1. So point number 1, which I want to tell you that think website as an investment. Don't think an expense. And website is very serious. So whatever activity you do, you might be doing very good social media or email marketing or native advertisements or Google ads or search ads. Whatever activity you do, probably website is something very important. Landing pages are so important. Next thing, which I'll tell to you that everyone is online. Google is making. Google is becoming very smart. All the search engines are becoming very smart. So what I suggest is if you have a website, just having a website is not going to help you. Keep this in mind. Content is the next thing that we should be looking into it. And one important trend, what we are saying is all the companies who are getting traffic from search engine, they're investing in content. And the second point is, do you have a content strategy in place? So if you don't create content, probably you lag behind. So make sure that you must spend money on content. So one is you need to work on content and then you need to promote that content with your audiences. It's all about making meaningful conversation with your audiences, because all your target audience, they are on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram. They want to get emails from you. They want to look into your YouTube channel. So we need to create content. So the trend which I'm saying is company during this pandemic, they started pushing good quality content, right? I find this is so challenging, but probably we need to have, resource in place. We should know what kind of content we can create so that we can start pushing content across all social media platform or different platform. This is important. So one trend which I'm saying is during this pandemic, I'll show you some proof as well where companies started creating content. So one quick advice is start with a weekly blog, because what is the point of creating a website when no one is coming on your website? And number 2 is someone is coming on website and you're not able to make money. So make sure that you research on quality content, create content. And to start with, you can create with a blog. Now, for example, I'll show to you digital marketing company in India. This is one of the most worth search. This is just a screenshot. So we started ranking on the first page. This is a blog which is coming in. This is the page. And you can see that we started during this pandemic. You can see that this is a detail I'm sharing it for August 7, 2020. So you see that during this pandemic, we started going traffic. And one of the reason we did is we changed our entire website. We started creating a lot of content on the web, right? So probably you can think of creating content on the website or on the Facebook or on LinkedIn or on Twitter, but content has to be there. Right. So I find that because a lot of businesses, they're not putting emphasis on content. Content is really very important because that's how you will talk with your client. That's how you will build brand awareness. That's how you'll have top of mind recall value. That's how you want to engage with your audiences. That's how you'll position your brand. So आप यहाँ पर आप देख सकते हैं, this is a report coming from SEMrush. SEMrush fantastic tool है. You can do competitive analysis. A lot of investigations can be done. So you can see that we have grown our traffic from 2,000 to 8,000, which is a growth of around 400%. All this happened because of content. And not only me, I'm seeing a lot of brands, serious brands. They started creating content. And I'll tell you, this is one of the difference and going to make a big difference in next 1 year. Companies who are creating content, it's like an inbound marketing, right? We are creating good content and we're attracting audiences. So ये बहुत important है. Make sure that you're creating content. And it's not me. You see that upgrade. This is just for information. So they're doing a good job. And you see that this is a report which is coming from Ahrefs. And I'll tell you that they have started growing their traffic like anything. They do have a big team. But see that most of the traffic is coming from blog. This is a report which I got it from Ahrefs. So Ahrefs भी एक कमाल का software है. Guys, you can note it down. This is important for competitive analysis, and this is SEO tool. So the point is, which I want to tell you, that we need to create a content, and one thing that you can start is writing a blog. That is so important. So see that these are the top pages. You can see that these are the top pages, and they're all getting from blogs. So start creating blogs. This is so important. And if you want to create a blog, these are the tools that can help you to do that. You can work on SEMrush, nice tool, BuzzSumo, Ahrefs. And if you want to get idea about your blog content or blog subject lines or topics, you can always go to this software, which is coming from HubSpot, Idea Generator. That is important. But at the same time, there's a very important thing that we always do, which is known as content audit, right? So it's again a vast subject where we are trying to find if my content is really syncing with my audiences. That is so important. So point number 2 is make sure that you invest in the blog. That is important. Start getting content. Now I'll tell you the next thing, which I will tell you that during pandemic, what has happened is everyone is online, right? So online is big time. So one big revolution, what we're seeing in online is people started spending time more on digital platform. And if I ask you, that how many of you love Instagram? Probably everyone loves Instagram. If I ask you, let's say, how many of you are active on LinkedIn? Probably most of you are active on LinkedIn. If I ask you Twitter, most of you might be active on Twitter. Social media is going to be again game changer. और मुझे लगता है बहुत important होगा to make sure that your brand speak across all social media. So what thing? So I started checking one thing. In order to content, don't neglect social media. Social media is a huge powerful media house which can generate a lot of revenue, brand engagement, awareness, traffic, referrals, a lot of things can be done, right? So we also started working on a social media part, and one of the key challenges which comes with social media is to create content, and second is automations. So I'm a guy who loves automation. So I sell funnels to my client, and I create content, and we schedule it. So just to tell you quickly, there are some tools which can help you to create social media content and automation. The trend which I want to tell you that people have shifted. They are more on social media. Everyone is on social media, and make sure that you start getting active across all social media. So probably you need to have resources. You need to have a content writer, graphic designer, but make sure that you start working on social media. And when I talk about social media, it's not only about, just putting a photograph. So we need to do a lot of activity on social media, start from, doing competitive research to content promotion, content analytics, influencer marketing, paid advertisements, lot of things we do on social media. So that is important. So automation, and very important is because we want to make sure that people should know our brand on social media. So make sure that you must have consistency on social media. You must have a calendar, and calendar is like, so when we do any social media, we want to make sure that what we'll put on Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday. And one of the key reasons I found that brands are not consistent on social media because they don't have calendar. And then very important is automation, right? So there are some very good tools which are available, which I'll tell you now, which will help you to create calendar and automation. So you can see that, for example, this is a calendar for me from Sunday. This is 1 month, for example. So it's Monday, I'm going to do YouTube Live. Tuesday, I'm going to mention an influencer. Wednesday, I'll talk about a quote. Thursday, I'm going to ask a question. Friday, I'm going to have company updates. So like this, you can always create a calendar. You can create calendar. Calendar is important. And there are a lot of tools which can help you to create calendar like this, but start promoting your content on social media. And you can see that these are the ads that we started pumping across all social media network. And then these are the tools that you can use. Social Champ is good tool. Hootsuite, Buffer, Promo Republic. You can use Zapier as well. I'm a huge fan of Zapier. So there are two tools which I use daily. One is Zapier and second is Pabbly Connect. So you can use this software. Make sure you do automations. So the point which I want to tell you, that third part, which I want you to do, is start creating content on social media. These are some of the basic and fundamental things. But if done in a right way, you can always take a leap. Keep this in mind. Fourth is, yes, now everyone is online. Brands, they want to generate leads, they want to generate sales, they want to generate engagements, they want to generate views and reach, and that's why it's very important that get into paid advertisements. So let's say, for example, if you want to generate lead from a business, I'm going to straight away start with paid ads. E-commerce is getting bigger. I'll tell you that because I used to tell 3-4 years back that e-commerce is going to be a big thing. It's not going to be a big thing. So if you're a business owner, make sure that you start getting on e-commerce, a Shopify, WooCommerce. A lot of platforms are there. And then you need to have paid advertisements. I'll tell you that one thing is so important, that it's not about running advertisements. It's all about making money from advertisements. So make sure that you learn all these strategies, start working on paid ads. This is again very crucial. So these are the platforms where you can start advertising: Google Ads, YouTube, Facebook, Insta, LinkedIn, Quora, Amazon, Reddit, Twitter ads. You can see that these are some of the samples of ads. You can see search ads and display ads. There are some good tools to do that. Work on native ads, because I've seen a lot of brands, they're pumping a lot of money on native ads. Taboola is one of the network which I love the most. So what I'm saying is even native ads are doing a good job. So I've seen, a lot of people, they're pumping money in Google Display Network, but native ads, make sure that you work on native ads, which is important. This is wrongly written, and this is not native ads. The one which you're seeing below, you may like, jo aapko niche dikh raha hai, that is native. It's coming from Columbia Network. The side mein jo aapko do ad dikhai de rahe hain, these are display ads. So make sure you do that. These are, so brands are doing a lot of activities. So recently I did an activity with HDFC Business Conclave. So this is just an example. So, but I want to tell you that it's not about showing advertisements. It's all about nurturing. It's so important. System, follow-up system has to be there, because मैं आपको बता देता हूँ, काफी business owners पैसा डालते हैं Google में, Facebook में, lead आने के बाद क्या? So we need to have a strong follow-up system. And that's why I advise all the business owners to get into a building sales funnel, which is a game changer for every business. I'll quickly show you that. So, but the point is, start investing on advertisements. If you've never tried it, do it. But at the same time, start working on these tools. ये tools आपको मदद कर सकते हैं to start your paid campaigns. और मैं आपको एक चीज बता देता हूँ कि brands अब पैसा खर्च कर रहे हैं. So one big trend which we are saying is brands are shifting their money, their offline budget. They're spending it on online. They're shifting their budget, right? So a lot of my clients, जो पहले नहीं digital marketing में पैसा डाल रहे थे, they started doing it. All big brands, they're pumping money. They do have a strategy. They do have a team. And that's why they started recruiting, digital marketing professionals as well. So there are a lot of opportunities coming in. So SimilarWeb, SpyFu, AdSpyHub, Facebook Ad Gallery, Twitter Ad Transparency. These are the tools जो आपको मदद करेंगे जानने के लिए कि what kind of content, what kind of advertisements your competitor or big brands are running. So this is important. Invest in paid ads, but before you do that, make sure that you do research. You can see that this is coming from SEMrush. I can see advertisements. I can do a lot of things. That is important. Strategy number 5, which is so important, जो मुझे लगता है कि बहुत लोग discourage करते हैं, which is Google My Business. और मैं आपको बता देता हूँ, इस pandemic में एक चीज खास हो रहा है, that people are searching for local businesses. I'll show you a quick screenshot. So 5th strategy मैं आपको बताना चाह रहा हूँ कि people have started searching for local businesses because now आप देख सकते हैं हम ज़्यादा बाहर नहीं जा पा रहे हैं. So what we search is whenever we go to Google, we always search. Let's say for example, salon near me, spa near me. So people search this local businesses. And if you have a local business, Google My Business is, I'll tell you, is a horse. और ये कमाल का काम कर सकता है अगर आप इस पे काम कर रहे हैं तो this is free of cost, but you can always optimize Google My Business, which will generate a lot of leads because local searches are increasing. This is a big trend which is coming in क्योंकि लोग अब आजू बाजू चीजें बहुत ढूंढ रहे हैं. I'm very sure a lot of you are searching, near me concept. You can see that this is coming from Google Trends. This was trending in 2020. It's still trending in 2021. Near me, COVID test near me, cracker near me. Okay, this is coming from Pan India. Keep this in mind. Night shelter near me, food shelter near me, a saloon near me, spa near me. The world is searching locally, right? So that is so important. So make sure that your business should be optimized with local searches. And you have to do all these things, which is profile setup, ask for reviews, recommendations, messages, photos and video updates. And obviously we're going to have analytics and quickly show you कि आपको कैसा बड़ा फायदा कर सकता है. Because मुझे लगता है कि a lot of people, discourage, probably not discouraged, they've not seen the power of Google My Business. Just to tell you, you can see that this is Google My Business. You can create an account, make sure that you work on Google listings. See, this is our listing, and we do have more than 1,133 reviews on Google. We generate a lot of business. This is so important. And you see the local listing. Okay, this is SEO part coming in. So you're going to make sure, you see that this is inside report, which I'm showing it to you. जो आपको अंदर का मैं आपको दिखा रहा हूं, अगर आप देखेंगे, this is how the dashboard look like. And you can see that I can tell you that last quarter, how many people have searched. My local searches are increasing. My call rates are increasing. People are finding my more business on maps. Look, business को भी ढूंढ रहे हैं. So that's how, we will generate a lot of business. सी लिस्टिंग और सर्च, कितने लोगों ने मैप में देखा है क्वार्टर में, कितने लोगों ने कॉल किया यूसी, हम कैसा परफॉर्म कर रहे हैं. सो वी स्टार्टेड वर्किंग ऑन लॉट ऑन ऑप्टिमाइजिंग गूगल माय बिजनेस. दैट इज सो इंपॉर्टेंट. वन ऑफ द टिप दैट आई शुड गिव यू इज मेक श्योर दैट यू वर्क ऑन दिस. How many people have called me from GMB? This is so important. You'll get a call. If you want people to give you a call is important. People send you messages. And I'll tell you that, मैं आपको बता देता हूँ, जो लोग गूगल में बिजनेस पेज से आपके बिजनेस में इंक्वायरी करते हैं ना, they are very hot audience. They are most likely to buy product from you if you help them, if you nurture them. That is important. This is point number 5 and 6. So important is that make sure that you must have a system. System is a game changer. Process is a game changer. And the point is, this is a very good concept. So I've been myself a funnel builder. I create funnels for my clients. And quickly, what is funnel is? Funnel is making sure that people from one stage. So there is always a buyer's journey. लोग जब आपके business को जानते हैं, लोग और जब लोग business में convert होते हैं. So it's all start from awareness phase to engagement and conversion phase. Make sure that you must have a sales funnel. This is how the people go through. This is known as buying cycle. I've taken this reference from online. This is top of funnel, medium of funnel, and bottom of funnel. That's how we reach people. Top of funnel is brand awareness, engagement, and conversions. And this is just an idea. So this is some of the funnel. You can always check that. So make sure that you work on system. There's a lead magnet funnel, complex topic. There's again a video course funnel. So I've been selling a lot of courses, video courses, and I use such kind of funnels. Many of my clients, they use this. So don't wonder कि ये क्या है, but you can do research. So that is important. Knowing your customers is so important. That will help you to generate funnels. So the point which I want to tell you is that make sure that you must have a system. Because a lot of business owners, they generate lead, but the question is, do you have a strong follow-up? In between, can you build a relationship with your customers? So which is so important. आपके customers बहुत smart हो गए हैं, जान लीजिएगा. And there are a lot of information available online, and people are searching for your businesses. Fine. So these are some of my key takeaways. Probably, मुझे उम्मीद है कि आप इसमें से काफी सारे takeaway मिले होंगे. If you have any queries, you can always ask me. Thanks a lot, because I guess my 30 minutes are over. Fine. So these are the pointers that you should be paying attention to. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much, sir. Now, as of now, sir, we have kept the chat box off,
Okay.
but we have a feedback link we will share with all the participants. They will put all their questions or anything in the feedback. They will share with us, and we will, sir, surely share it with you further.
Thank you. Let's dream big and work hard. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yes.
Thank you, sir, for an eye-opening session. So the major center point of your sessions are that rural India has also become online now. All businesses are going to start with website. Then take a website seriously. Then content is a king. Then people are moving to local businesses. That is Google My Business. Trading local business in 2020. And Google has become the local listening. So thank you, sir, for providing such a wonderful session. Thank you.
I wish you all the best. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you, sir.
And I wish you all the best. Let's dream big and work hard. Take care. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, sir, for this wonderful and insightful session. Now, as informed to you earlier, to all the participants, I am sharing the link for the feedback. This feedback link will be open for coming 10 minutes. It is already posted on your chat box. Please open the link and fill the form. For 10 minutes, this feedback link will be open. Please make sure that you fill the feedback form. This is for attendance purpose as well as for the certification purpose. If you have any questions related to the sessions that you have attended, kindly mention your questions in the feedback. The last question is open-ended for the same reason. You can put all the questions there and we can communicate the same thing to all the expert speakers who would revert back to you. Okay. You have 10 minutes of time. Kindly fill the feedback form. And after shortly in 10 minutes, we will start our next domain session, that is corporate management. And for which the next speaker we have is Dr. Rajeev Agrawal. So we will initiate that session within 10 minutes. By that time, please fill the form of the feedback. Thank you. Okay, so good noon, all the participants. I suppose, after a lunch break, it is still a very enthusiastic number that we have in the participation right now. I hope all the sessions that you have gone through so far have been really, really very insightful. Starting from the very beginning, we had inaugural ceremony wherein the chief guest was the Deputy Mayor of Rajkot, Dr. Darshita Shah, uh, uh, the director of this campus, Reverend Father Dr. Joman Thomana, and the principal of Christ Institute of Management, Dr. KJ Thangachan sir, were there for the inaugural ceremony of this entire event. In the very first domain, we had the conversations with two very prominent practicing CAs working in Mumbai. I hope this entire sessions took you from coins to bitcoins, the entire journey of currency. And in the second session of finance domain, you all visited the pre-era to post-era of corporate social responsibilities. We all could now see how corporate social responsibilities are very, very effective for our business. In the very second domain, which was an HR domain, we had the first session from Khanduja sir, Mr. Harjeet Khanduja, who is right now the Vice President of HR in Reliance Industries. You can see that there is a link between all the experts want to say after this era of pandemic. In the finance session, we had the conversation that CSR is very important for the companies nowadays. The very next HR domain session, Khanduja sir also told us that there is a majority of the consumer base right now are preferring the companies that invest their money in corporate social responsibilities. Right. The second session of HR field was from Mr. Deepak Bhatt sir, wherein we had a conversation about the behavioral aspects of the employees, how to remain and sustain in the corporate culture, keeping your behavioral aspect intact while communicating to all other employees and peers. After 1 hour of break for lunch, I'm very glad to see that majority of the participants have come back and we started the marketing domain sessions. In marketing domain, the first session was from a very prominent academician who was an associate professor and head of the department, business management at Christ University, Delhi, NCR. You can really distinguish between the sessions and understandings of an academician speech and a practicing professional speech. Right. Dr. Vinod Sharma sir took us to the entire journey of the entire data of how much internet has become important in today's marketing world. And in the next session, we just finished just now, we had the CEO and founder of Brandveda, Mr. Saurabh Pandey, who told us almost a similar thing, which reconfirmed that in today's time, internet is very important. As he said, due to TikTok, people are now connected even from rural India. People from rural India also have joined internet and which has actually created the world as a global village. Google is also promoting a local business, a lot of local businesses, and people, consumers, are now more than ever prefer local business more than the multinational businesses. These all things are very, very new to us. No, this COVID time has had a 360-degree change of market. The market is not as it was before. The market has changed its dynamics like anything. And we, being management academicians, students, or management professionals, will have to adapt to these changes. If you do not have adaptability in today's time, you stand nowhere in this corporate world today. So these are the insights of the sessions we had so far. This is the gist of the sessions we had so far. Now, moving on to our next domain, which is a corporate management domain. We have three very prominent speakers with us for this domain. We will begin our session with the first expert speaker, Dr. Rajeev Agrawal, who is the president of Mandideep organization in Bhopal, is also part of Bhopal Management Association. He will also explain to us how corporate world has changed in recent times. What is the applicability of the knowledge in recent time? Later on, in the next session, we have an IT professional with us. We'll talk about the recent trends and changes in IT sector as part of corporate management overall. And later on, the last but not the least, the last session of today as an expert speaker will be delivered by chairperson and president of Rajkot Management Association, Advocate Chetan Kothari sir, who is also a very prominent speaker. And later on, after this entire domain session ends, finally we will have valedictory event. So this is the timeline of the entire event for the full day. Our very prominent speaker, Mr. Rajeev Agrawal, has already joined the meeting. Heartily welcome you, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's so nice seeing you, sir, again.
Yeah.
Now I will hand over the session to the student anchor who is going to introduce Dr. Rajeev Agrawal, sir. And later on, we will hand over mic to our next subject speaker, Mr. Rajeev Agrawal. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. It is truly said by Abraham Lincoln that some achieve great success is the proof to all that others can achieve as well. A warm good afternoon to everyone present here. I, Neil Shah, the student of Integrated MBA Semester 2, heartily welcomes Reverend Father Dr. Jaman Thamanna, Director of Christ Campus, Dr. KG Thangachan, Principal of Christ Institute of Management, our today's speaker, Mr. Rajeev Agrawal, respected faculty, and all the participants on the behalf of whole CIM family in Pratishtha 2021 Virtual Management Conclave. Now, I would like to thank everyone for gracing your presence in this wonderful event. Mr. Rajeev Agrawal, sir, is an in-demand life coach with exceptional credentials, an industrialist, motivational speaker, pioneer in personal growth field, and an expert at human skills in leadership, teamwork, relationship, and life. Sir is a business coach and leading expert in the psychology of human behavior as it relates to life makeover strategies, relationships, and developing successful terms. Sir's qualifications are BTech Mechanical, NIT Kurukshetra, MBA, MA, and also a gold medalist and pursuing PhD in management field. Sir is also a president of Association of All India Industries, Mandalay, co-chairman of Bhopal Management Association, and Sir is also awarded the Innovative Trainer Award by Indian Society for Training and Development. Sir has trained lakhs of including IAS, IPS, RS, doctors, engineers, advocate, professional, teachers, military personnel, police officers, corporate exclusive, insurance employees, sales personnel, and students in art and craft of living a fulfilling life. Today, Sir will give us a professional knowledge about the challenges and opportunities for employees in post-COVID era. Over to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much for such a wonderful introduction. For all the participants, just to tell you, because I have given him all this in writing, so he read it out. Thank you very much for this warm introduction. And thank you very much for all of you for having come here at afternoon, on a hot afternoon, I must say. आज के जमाने में कोई किसी की नहीं सुन रहा है, and you will sit and hear me for next 30 minutes. So thank you, hats off to you. You people are great people. Thank you very much. So chaliye, let's start the session, and I thank you. I mean, I congratulate you on this. What you have been doing in a great job. The Christ has been doing a great job, and all the wonderful people that I see here. So thank you very much. नौकरी का क्या होगा सब? आई विल स्टार्ट विद ए स्मॉल टू हिंदी लाइन, ए कपलेट. इट सेज कि मोहब्बत और नौकरी दोनों एक जैसी है. हम करेंगे भी, रोएंगे भी और छोड़ेंगे भी नहीं. तो आई मीन this has become a pattern that I've been seeing for over years. I am heading an association where we have around 650 industries working with over 60,000 workers. And I have seen closely how things have changed, and I will give you little insight from my knowledge of on-hands knowledge kind of thing. And I will give some tips that can really help you as to what you can do. So thank you very much for bearing with me, and all are such learned people. तो मैं वो जुगनू जो सूरज की बैसाखी लगा के अपनी बात कहने की कोशिश करूंगा. Please bear with me. Thank you very much. Am I able to share my screen? Let me try. If he has already given me the rights, I should be able to do it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, first let me open the screen. That is the problem. Okay, now screen पे दिख नहीं रहा है सर. आप ही दिख रहे हैं स्क्रीन पे. अभी तो शेयर करूंगा तो वही दिखेगा.
हाँ, you can share the screen.
Hold on for a second. These things I am learning, and I hope I will be able to do it in a good and sensible manner. Okay, and let me try sharing my screen. Thank you very much. Here it is. Okay, I hope you all are able to see what I am able to show.
Yes, sir. It's visible.
Thank you very much. So jobs are changing, but these are career shocks. I have been associated with various sectors. You all are in education sector, maybe in other sectors. There are people in press who have lost their jobs because newspapers were not selling. There were people. My son and daughter came home after long many years, and they were working at home. And certainly, at least the kind of things that are happening all around. So what you need to do in this to come, what are the challenges and what are the opportunities? See, jobs are not going to be the same as they were. You already know it. We are not in the same boat. We are in the same storm. Corona is a storm. Reset button dab gaya, and we all need to think as to what we need to do. I tell my people also. I'm going to tell you what I tell my people. I have around 300 people working with me, so I need to tell them ki kya karne ki zararat hai. First, you all need to be. We all need to be. In fact, business owners as well as employees and employees, they need to be adaptable and they have to be flexible. Fast forward button press ho gaya hai. The word hai, I mean, Corona has pressed the fast forward button. I never thought I will do Zoom meetings 2 years ago. But then this has created a big challenge for me. It was a challenge for me how to present, camera kaisa ho, where do I get that connection, and will people listen to me? And I mean, it is a big opportunity also. Today I'm able to talk to you in Rajkot. Tomorrow I'm talking to some people in Surat. Day after tomorrow I'm in Pune, just because of this word. So adaptability and flexibility is key. Your parents and my parents, listen carefully. And if bosses are listening, please don't listen to this, what I'm going to tell. There are no jobs that are going to be jobs for life. My dad did a job and did it for all his life. Probably many of your, I mean, who are listening to me, their parents were in some kind of job and they did it for all their life. But there are not going to be jobs for life. The jobscape is changing very fast. You need to adopt. You need to evolve with the ever-evolving workplaces. Workplaces are changing. They are changing in a big way. Let me tell you, in industries, we have less of permanent employees and more of contracted employees now. Career resilience has become a big thing. Career resilience. See, there were career skills that were needed, and those skills were like communication skills and teamwork skills, getting work done from each other, and then achieve the company targets. Those were the critical skills. Now the critical skills have changed. Now critical skill is how do you manage while working remotely or under these challenging times? How can you help your organization to become more profitable, more delivering, more in light, more in positive light? Those are the key skills now. You may be little poor on teamwork. Maybe you may not have those kind of great leadership skills. But if you can show your organization, yes, I can help you to grow and achieve profitability and make you look better and make your reach better, you have it. You may sit on a digital media or something or do it. So continuously, please keep on refreshing your skills. You need to be like Microsoft. Microsoft, so every 6 months they launch a new version. When will you launch your new version? That is the key. Employer is asking these days. Or are you going to use the same old version of yourself that you have been using for so many years? When are you going to launch your new version? That is the key. Ask yourself, press refresh button and keep on launching your new version. And how do you launch new version of yourself? You keep on learning, you keep on growing, you are adaptable and you are flexible. Second is you need to be tech savvy. Yeah, this goes without saying. The world has changed, artificial intelligence and so many things that have come, data analytics. 47% companies, big companies, MNCs and organizations, even some education institutions who are letting their people work at home are monitoring them with the tech savviness. They are able to find out how good are you, how attentive are you, both system login time, log out time, and the time spent on that system on working. Those kind of things are monitored. You need to learn all those big data analysis, IoT ka jamana aa gaya, virtual reality, augmented reality. These are changing. In fact, one of the companies there, Aisha, it's a big manufacturing company. How things have changed. People have lost their jobs. There is a big paint shop because we have the biggest tractor manufacturing unit of the world in Mandiri, where I'm sitting right now. Now, what they did is they had around 48 people working on the paint shop 24/7. Now, what they have done, they got the bots. Now, bots are working, robots are working, and there are only 8 robots which are working the same job. And who will take those painters? Those are the key questions. You need to be very tech savvy. I have been working with some banks. I've been to Deutsche Bank, and there, I mean, every time you call up a bank and he picks up some beautiful voice will be interested. Thank you very much for calling Deutsche Bank. How may I help you? इतनी मीठी आवाज है, सब मजा आ जाता है. And then you say, oh, मुझे भैया, I want to know my balance. Maybe उनके केम छो, मजा मा शुभ अच्छे, तो सारी बातें सुन के, oh, I am good. And now, will you believe that is a robot? But the robot has learned the nuances of your language, the kind of words that you will say, the account balances, they will tell you, and they say, thank you very much, sir. Call again. It's pleasure talking to you. Bots are taking over in a big way. The workplaces are changing in a big way. 5th generation bots are working already. You need to be ready for the change that is coming your way. So be tech. Third, be creative and innovative. See, creativity is nothing. It's so simple. मैं आपको एक बड़ा छोटा सा ढंग से समझाता हूँ. Those who are hearing me, let me know if you understand it. What is creativity and what is innovation? Creativity is thinking differently. Innovation is using that different thinking into a working model. That's it. Creativity is a thinking process. Innovation is an implementation process. So what you need to do is you need to be very creative. जैसे आज तक करते रहे वैसे ही करते रहेंगे तो वैसे ही होता रहेगा जैसे आज तक होता रहा. You need to be different. If you want different results, if you want different relationship, if you want different money, if you want growth, more success, more money, more opportunity, more prestige, more promotions, you need to do something more. And that something more is all about creativity and innovation. Even companies have changed. One of the FMCG company local in Mandiri with nearly 1600 crore turnover, they have learned their lessons in last 2 years and they have growing into a pharma company now because they have seen the world is changing and we need to do something about it. They had taken over the one of the world's biggest firm in 28,000 crores world over. And let me share the names with you. Procter & Gamble. Now, they are essentially a fast-moving consumer goods company with some of the biggest brands in their pocket, Gillettes and Clearasil and whatever, oils, Heads and Shoulders and Tide and Ariel. And suddenly they realize, no, these all are working. Some things have sold, something is not making money, something have gone down, priorities have changed, they have gone to, and they have bought EMAC. The world is changing in a big way. So you need to dream, and you need to dream twice. You need to dream thrice. And if you do same dream comes 3 times, you have something to creative. Keep a paper pen ready. Use that creativity. Organizations and employees need to be creative. How do we kill creativity? बड़ा सिंपल है साहब. मैंने आपको कहा सर एक आइडिया, आपने कहा क्या आइडिया ये? अबे छोड़ना यार, खत्म, बकवास मत कर यार, ऐसी बातें सुनिए. And you have just killed the creativity and innovative mind. So please be ready with all your ideas, all your creativity, all your innovation, and you need to learn. You need to grow because products are changing, processes are changing, people are changing, interactions are changing, and needs are changing. So unless we respond to those kind of things, the education sector, the teachers, the students, all the future, I mean, those extraordinary people that you all are sitting here, we need to respond to those changing needs. So thank you very much. And next is the data literacy. Goes without saying, everything is data today. The world has changed into a data economy. Folks, you need to understand. This is a big opportunity here. Earlier, the world was gold economy, gold se chal raha tha. Then world was ruled by the oil economy. The oil ruled the world. And then came the data. Data is ruling the world. They are driving the world. The ups and downs of the stock markets and the economies of the nations is being ruled by data. And future is going to be the alternative source of energies like batteries, hydrogen, lithium-ion batteries. They are going to drive the world. The data is going driving, and these all are needed to drive the data. With data will drive. So data आजकल बहुत हो गया सब. आपको पता नहीं कितने लोगों को पता है कि जूम में ये भी पता लग जाता है कि आप कितने अटेंटिव हैं, कितनी देर कैमरे से आपने हाथ हटाई, कितनी देर आपने सुना, how did you respond, how you were sitting, what posture are you using. Those kind of things can be find out from the Zoom and team. AI is working on a big way, and they are creating a data, and they are creating it all the time. You are just a number, let me assure you. So disruptions are taking place, and I sit on the interview board of several companies, and a critical factor in selection of people or their promotion or their growth has become the people who can analyze data, who have data literacy, who understand those kind of things. You need to do that. So be ready. Data literacy is another thing. Critical thinking. Now, critical thinking has become a big change. मैंने भी आपको कहा there are critical skills. Initially, critical skills were ability to get work done, work as a team member, work as a leader, a team player, team working. Those kind of things were the critical skills. The critical skills were the skills that were critical to maybe companies' profitability and operations. Now, that has changed all the way. Now, critical skills are skills that can help the organization to grow, skills that you can use to make organization get its goals, even though you don't have some of those core skills to the extent that were expected of you. But if you are good at critical thinking, you are good. And what is the next point? I've just mentioned to you. There's a lot of data coming all the way. WhatsApp तो गुरु हो गया, यूनिवर्सिटी हो गया. सुबह खोलिए साहब, सुबह से जो शुरू होता है रात तक. I mean, you all must be member of maybe each one of you with 10, 20 groups, and you can see all kind of photos, data, videos that are coming all your way. What to listen, what not to listen, what to understand, what not to follow, what is fake, what is real. Those kind of thinking process will make you critical thinking. So what to believe, what not to believe, you need to rely on your critical thinking. And out of all the sea of information that is coming to you, pick that information that helps you to make better decisions, that helps you to resolve conflicts, that helps you to resolve situations. That kind of thing will be needed in days to come. Already people are doing it. So, in fact, companies now are looking for the people, and there's a big opportunity for all the critical thinkers who are listening to me. You need to not be a problem solver. You need to be a problem anticipator. You anticipate a problem and start working on, rather than if a problem comes, you solve it. You are a great problem. आप हनुमान है, बहुत अच्छी से सारी समस्याओं को हल कर देते हैं. Wonderful human being you are. But no, companies are not looking for Hanumans. Ram is not looking for Hanuman. He says, I want someone who can anticipate a problem so that we can take preventive steps and start working on that. So those kind of critical thinking skills will be needed. So how does it come your way? Simple. If you are able to stay calm, if you can stay objective in spite of all the information that is floating around you, that is being bombarded on you all the time, and that is coming from God knows how many sources. You go to Facebook, you go all kind of digital platforms and social medias, and people who are talking. Find out what is to be valued, what is to be believed, what is fake, what is real, and what is real, and how much is it credible. That kind of critical thinking will be needed, because that will help you to make better decisions for yourself, your job, your career, your processes, and in the end, your organization for which you are working. So critical thinking is another huge skill that is needed. We cannot survive without this. Let me assure you, all the young boys and girls and seniors who are here, at the age of 60, I'm now learning coding. So I believe you all should. And everyone should, because the world is going to be ruled by the digits. Oil is gone, and digital world is changing the way we live, the way we think, the way we buy, the way we learn, the way we teach. Everything is all about digitization. It cannot be done away. In my industries, in my organizations, if I be industry specific, processes are being digitized, employers are being digitized, customers are being digitized, employees are being digitized, products are being digitized. AI has become a huge problem. I have been running into the shampoo plants of a big FMCG. Now they're kind of bottles, they talk to the machines, the bottle comes, the coding talks to the machine, the bottle tells I'm headed for Russia, so please fill a stronger flavor of shampoo in me, and it talks to the mixer point, and mixer point itself mixes all the products, and the stronger shampoo goes. The second bottle will come, and the digits, the codings, machine and product, the bottle is talking. Ki bhaiya mujh mein put a little soft one, I'm going headed to Gulf. There they need a softer kind of shampoo. So, and good flavor and good sense, put a good perfume in me, and everything gets mixed, and those kind of things are happening. So I say, all the professionals, all the organizations, all the employees, all the staffs who are able to use digital world to their advantage will be most welcome. That gives a edge. वो जैसे बर्फी पे चांदी का वर्क लगा देते हैं ना, you are very good, very sweet, but if proper work is needed, चांदी का वो कवर चढ़ा देने का है, तो उसके लिए you need to know digital world, and you need to understand what coding is all about. You need to understand why certain products come on your screen all the time, every time you go to Amazon, or you basically understand them. But I want you to go one step further and probably use this opportunity, or whatever you call it, challenge, to your advantage by learning more of digital and coding skills. दुनिया का सबसे घिसा हुआ शब्द आ गया है साहब, लीडरशिप लीडरशिप लीडरशिप. बहुत घिस गया है, बहुत लोगों को पता है, आपने बहुत क्लासेस लगाई. आई एम श्योर most of you must have taught leadership to your students, maybe on seminars, maybe in classrooms, maybe interacted, and there are all kind of theories that you must have taught. But in this changing economy, and with coronavirus, and with remote working, creating those fluid teams which are working seamlessly, and you are able to take lead in a digital world or in a online world, that is going to be a different kind of leadership skill that is needed than a regular offline leadership skill. Now, this was always in vogue, but inspiring or working with the team was easier when you were offline, where you were able to meet them, when you were able to talk to them, when you were able to interact face to face. But when online world, everything has become a different paradigm shift. It has taken a complete change the way things are going. So what you need to do is, you need to get best out of people, your team. You want the best results of your sphere of working. So how do you get them out on online world? That is the key leadership skill that you need to learn. You need to grow. You need to know how to get those kind of collaborations, loyalty, how to really motivate them on online world. That is going to be a key skill. It is not that easy because offline world it is very easy. You can motivate people and maybe talk to them and give a pep talk or maybe help them. A pat on back will work. But here you cannot hug them, you cannot pat them, and you are going to be in a different way. And even otherwise, it is not going to be welcome. Even if it becomes an offline word, nobody will like to tap you or hug them. So those kind of things, skills will be needed in a different way. Goes without saying, emotional intelligence, because Corona has taken a toll on our emotions. The next pandemic, as I see, as WHO and Tata Institute of Social Sciences. Yesterday, I was at Total Institute of Social Sciences, and their leading experts of country have decided the next pandemic is emotional pandemic, mental pandemic. People are suffering emotionally, jobs are going, salaries are reducing. पहले husband wife एक छत के नीचे सोते थे, now they are staying 24. अब वो रहते हैं. Now that has created a big shift in their relationships, parental children relationship, husband wife relationship, worker employer relationship, team inter-team relationship, intra-team relationships. Emotions are raising, emotions are high. I am a counselor, I am a clinical psychologist, as that gentleman read in the initially in my intro, and I am counseling people non-stop with all kind of problems, the depressions, the uncertainty, the ambiguity of the times, the ambiguity of the relationships. It is taking toll. You need to be emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence, you all know, is nothing more, nothing less, but there are only four parameters to it. Knowing yourself, managing your emotions, knowing others, empathy, and managing their emotions. Those kind of things you need to know. You all, and how to keep yourself motivated and others. So people are definitely in these volatile times, VUCA times, though they call it. In these VUCA times, people are feeling bad. In educational institutions, the jobs reduced, and maybe if jobs were not reduced, the salaries were reduced. In press, in printing, in other words, also the salaries have gone down, pressures have gone up, and second wave has definitely impacted everyone. If not the closest one, किसी ने अपना दोस्त खो दिया है, तो किसी ने कोई relative, and it has scared them. It had put, this is taking a toll on their emotions. And people with good emotional intelligence, with a good EQ. Your IQ is fantastic, I know, because all of you are sitting here and Christ has called you all you here. So you have a great IQ, but I tell you, you need to have a great EQ also in changing world, because that is going to be a big help to you in growing your careers. It's a big opportunity. If you already not learned it, please go ahead, learn something about emotional intelligence and learn to regulate. You will be able to do great. And finally, last, and this is the last slide that I want to share with you, is all about creating communication skills. Now I have been telling people, because interviews are taking place on Zoom or maybe Microsoft Teams, because you are talking to your teams on Zoom, because you are, I mean, like right now we are talking on Zoom, I cannot see any face. Normally I don't do that. But having said that, it was their call. But if you don't see, you don't connect. That is the problem. But then let that be other part of story. Where is your camera? लोगों का कैमरा नीचे लगा हुआ है, नाक के बाल दिख रहे हैं, ये दिख रहा है. I mean, those kind of things are happening. You don't know where to keep your camera. You don't have etiquette. पीछे से बच्चे आपके निकल के आ रहे हैं, आपका डॉग आपकी गोदी में आके बैठ रहा है, and then people are seeing it, and you are saying you are not able to connect with people. You are not able to smile. The camera ऊपर है या कैमरा नीचे है, नीचे से आपके. I mean, those kind of things. What kind of voice you need? What kind of voice regulation you need? Voice modulation you need? Those are key. And I'm sure not many people rehearse their online communication. You need to. You all need to. All employees need to. I tell my team also, please record yourselves on a mobile and see whether you like it. If you like it, everyone like it. If you don't like your video, nobody will like it. Learn to look at the camera. Learn to connect with people. Rehearse कीजिए, PPT कैसे चलाना. देखिए मुझे अभी कितनी दिक्कत आई. So, but I'm still young at 60, but then you people have a better life than me. You have a lot more time than me. Learn those skills. Those kind of communication skills will be needed. You need to learn those things. There are certain tips I always tell. When you sit on the camera, ना अभी कैमरा बैठे स्क्रीन के ऊपर चारों तरफ जो जो लिखना है वो लिख के लगा दीजिए. I have not done so far so that thing, but then that will always remind you what to know. So these are the 9 skills these are the 9 areas where you can work and make yourself more valuable, make your organization grow better, make the society grow better, make your family do better. And I'm sure you people are extraordinary people. मैं तो एक छोटा सा आदमी हूँ. मैंने शुरू में कहा मैं एक जुगनू हूँ जो इतने सारे सूरज की बैसाखी लगा के अपने आप को खड़ा करने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ. इतने बड़े बड़े डॉक्टर्स बैठे हुए. I can see Dr. Bhumika Chhane also already here. So thank you very much for having me here and listening to me with such a patience. And thank you very much for the wonderful invite. And thank you very much for your time and attention. Thank you very much. If you are finally commitment to learn lifelong is the key. And if there are any questions, I'm ready for it. But thank you very much for all your time and attention. And thank you, Dr. Bhumika, for coming. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for sparing your time.
तो नहीं ज़्यादा ले लिया ना सर आपका?
नहीं, sir. It was crisp and accurately done on time, sir. Thank you. Thank you so very much, sir. And it is you being humble saying कि आप जुगनू हैं, लेकिन we all understand कि सूरज को आईना दिखा सकते हैं. So thank you so much, sir, for being here with us, sharing this much amount of time. I will now hand over the mic to the student who is the anchor for the formal things.
Thank you so much, sir, for this sensational session. Some takeaways from your session are upgradation is very important in this era. We have to upgrade ourselves in this era and we have to change ourselves. We have to be techno-friendly and we have to adopt newest technology. We cannot use up the creativity. The more you use, the more you have. Technical skills is also important nowadays. The fourth industrial revolution is data economy. So it is very important to learn data literacy and coding in this new era. Thank you so much, sir.
Can I leave now, sir? Or do you want me to sit here?
Okay. Again, heartily welcome and good afternoon to everyone present here. Happiness lies in the joy of achievement and the thrill of creative effort. Rightly said by Franklin D. Roosevelt. I, Neil Shah, student of Integrated MBA Semester 2, heartily welcomes Reverend Father Dr. Joman Thamanna, Director of Christ Campus, Dr. K.G. Thangachan, Principal of Christ Institute of Management, our today's speaker, Mr. Ashwin Parmar, a respected faculty and all the participants on the behalf of the whole CIM family and Pratishtha 2021 Virtual Management Conclave. We are eternally grateful for everyone's presence and we appreciate it. Speaking of Sir's qualification, our respected Sir, Ashwin Sir is a Senior Vice President and Head of a Retail Practice at Sybage. Being in IT industry for more than 24 years now, Sir currently leads the team of IT solutions and innovations for retail, servicing the global client across the US, EU, APSA, including Fortune 500 ones. Through his primary focus is all these years has been IT delivery. So Sir has been part of a sales team and currently facilitates the sales operation and go-to-market strategy for his vertical. Sir's IT experience covers a very large organization like TCS and mid-sized organization like Sybage. Hence, we appreciate Sirs appreciate different corporate cultures and approach. Beyond IT industry, Sir's professional experience also covers the mechanical industries. Sir's education journey covers BE Mechanical and MBA from Pune University before Sir took the mantle in IT industry. So now Sir will acknowledge us about the future challenges and opportunities of IT sector in post-COVID era. Over to you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, can you guys hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, hello everybody. I was listening to earlier speaker and it was very, very interesting as well as educating. So thank you, for inviting me, not just giving the lecture, but also being, ability to listen to Mr. Rajeev Agrawal. So, today's topic, I'm going to cover obviously the whole topic of the theme or the theme of the this meet seems to be COVID related. So I'll focus on COVID related, but specifically to the IT industry. So let me share. I hope I can share my presentation.
Yes, sir. You can share your presentations.
Okay. Now earlier I couldn't, so I just want to make sure I can. So. Okay. Can you guys see the screen now?
Yes, sir. Clearly visible.
Great. So that's the topic of today. I will try to avoid the jargons of the IT industry to make sure I try to keep it as generic as I can. Hopefully, at the end of it, I will be able to cover at least a macro level picture with some bit of details and inputs as we see. And this, whatever I am talking today or through my presentation, is actually through my own experience. I'm not quoting, barring two growth numbers which I have sourced from the NASSCOM specifically, but I'm not using Gartners or Foresters, etc. of their surveys, which you guys can find it from the respective website. All I'm noting down is through my own experience because we have seen how this has affected IT industry in last specifically 16 to 17 months, I would say. So starting mid-March to be more precise. Okay. Now, when we talk of challenges, one second, or opportunities in any industry, we need to understand what was the situation before that event. So what was the pre-COVID, right? So IT industry was cruising at about a steady growth, I would say anywhere between 2 to 4% year on year. Now, this is when I say year on year, it's a quarter growth, but from last year to this year, okay? And it's a very healthy growth, actually. Some of you may find it a little less, but in the IT parlance, as it is maturing and a lot of IT industry in India has become pretty large now. So it's not easy to keep growing in 2 digits always. So this was a pretty steady growth, I would say. There was a little bit of challenge with demand as this, there was a little bit of maturity that was coming in a lot of business models. So this was the pre-COVID. And then when COVID hit, which is the Q4 of the year before, okay, which is year ending 2020 March. So what was the impact? Obviously, the most obvious impact was because of the economic contraction. There was a lot of uncertainty. However, as far as the IT industry is concerned, this uncertainty was actually quite short-lived. And when I say short-lived, it was only for the Q1 of the following year, which means Q1 of the the last financial year, which is the first quarter of, which is April, May, June 2020. And why I say that, I will cover that as we go forward. But before I get into further discussion, we need to understand that what has happened since then and why I mentioned why it was short-lived. Because if you look at the last 6 months data, the growth has of year on year of IT industry, and I'm talking industry as a whole. Some companies are growing massively beyond this number. Some companies are growing little less. This is a whole IT industry of India, which is pretty large, which is almost 5.3%. So almost, I would say, if you see comparatively, it's about 1.5 times growth, even if you take conservatively what it was pre-COVID. So technically, COVID actually has been, in a way, at a macro level, has been a boon to IT industry. Now, does that mean everything is honky-dory? Obviously not. And that's where we will talk about some of the challenges. And for us to talk challenges, we need to understand what are the stakeholders of the industry, right? Because any impact or any opportunity or any threat or any challenge to speak about, you need to know which stakeholders involved are impacted. So in our IT industry, the key stakeholders are, clients, the company or the employer itself, and obviously the employee. So for us to understand the challenges and opportunity, we need to look at all these three, and then we'll come back to the overall level as to what does it mean in summary. So if you look at clients, right? Bulk of the IT industry, if you look at the cross section of the customer base or a client base of Indian IT industry, the biggest contributor is what we call BFSI, or banking, financial and insurance companies. Then you have bunch of other industry sectors which are close to each other, whether you take telecom, whether you take retail, e-commerce, manufacturing, you take healthcare and life sciences, etc. So does that mean COVID impacted all our clients in the same way? Actually, no, there was a varied impact. The biggest impact industry was actually, and the one I did not mention earlier, was travel and hospitality, which was very obvious because all the travel was stopped. Nobody was visiting the hotels, nobody was going to restaurants, and it still is very largely impacted. So the biggest impact has been travel and hospitality. So which means as a IT industry service provider, I need to be careful about which industry sector I am focused on, because my relative impact is going to be driven based on that. So I need to understand my client business, whether how my client business is either impervious or beneficial in the era of COVID. Now, if you look at client themselves, so even if, let's say, I am not a travel and hospitality customer, let's say I am a restaurant customer, I'm a retail restaurant customer, retail food industry. To me, I had to have accelerated digitization, and I will not spend too much time on digitization because earlier speaker also covered that. This is, earlier speaker mentioned leadership as a Gisapita word. Probably in this era now, digitization has become the most Gisapita word. But unfortunately, that's a reality, right? So businesses had to adapt to, how they will service customer remotely, because the walk-ins were not being, possible. And not just in India, I'm talking worldwide, okay? So they had to look for accelerated digitization. Then when I, as an IT service provider, when I'm looking at servicing my client, earlier I used to visit my customers every month, or I used to have every quarterly review in person. I used to, a lot of my project teams were meeting customers once in a while. But because of the COVID and pandemic restrictions, people working from home, not just the employees on the service provider side, but even the client executives, they are all working remotely. So how do you engage customer effectively? If it's an ongoing initiative, a steady state initiative, it doesn't matter. But if it's a new initiative or you're trying to break into new customers, it's very difficult to do client engagement remotely. I mean, there are ways to deal with it, but that's clearly a big challenge that companies have to deal with. So that's a shift, right? You have to make yourself effective remotely as well, if you want to ensure 100% client engagement. The second stakeholder is obviously the company or the employer itself, which I already covered client engagement, so I'll skip that. Now, if you go back to, or if you recall the couple of slides ago, I said that my growth rates or the industry growth rates have almost become 1.5 times of what it was pre-COVID, which means the demand has been more. And so for me as a company, demand fulfillment becomes a challenge, because suddenly the industry was running at X. Now you are trying to run at 1.4 or 1.5x, if not more, because there will always be some attrition, there will be some people moving around between jobs. So which means any demand that is coming, how can I staff my projects? How can I have right staffing and still deliver projects as the demand keeps increasing? So that's a clearly challenge for companies today. And last but not the least, obviously the employee engagement. Again, the earlier gentleman already talked about this a little bit, but I will cover the kind of corporate perspective on this. What is happening today is, if I have an employee who has spent 3 to 4 or 5 years in company, he or she understands the organization culture very well. Okay, so even if that person is working remotely, the comfort, whether it's his immediate supervisor has with him or her, is very good. So the ability to deliver projects as well as get the work done is easier. Employee engagement becomes easier. But imagine you are not even 6 months into organization. And as I said, the organization has grew rapidly in last 6 to 8 months. That means there's a large cross section of employees who are relatively new to organization. If you are a growing organization, which means it's very difficult for that individual to have an appreciation of a customer culture or a company culture or a working culture. And that is what the challenge is for companies, that how do they keep employee engaged, not just motivating them, but also keeping them in line with company's objectives and vision. Now, going back to employee, which probably most of us will correlate, and I have tried to cover some points which I believe are more relevant to people who are getting into job market recently. So I would say, for the lack of other word, they're relatively freshers or juniors. Today, employees, if I'm a seasoned employee, I know my skill, I can do, work remotely, done away with it, I'm happy. But if I'm a junior, I used to go to my next door or the person sitting next to me who was a senior to ask my doubts and get it clarified. And I was able to increase my skills. So I was better team working as well as interpersonal skills and in developing my skills very effectively. But in the remote model, this is not easy. So as an employee, this is a challenge for me. If I kind of feel left out, then I may be left out for a longer time than what I would have been if I was in physical with all other team members, including seniors. So again, skill upgrade. It's not just only upgrading my skill in my given project or given assignment, but it also the so-called new digital skills are we've been talking about, whether it's social media skills, whether it's AI, Internet of Things. There are many, and that's a different topic. So I will not get into details. But there are a lot of specific skills which are required for any type of project that is being executed. So that also I need to upgrade. Again, in a remote world, that becomes a little difficult. In a physical world, I could chew my brain with my training team, get somebody to spend some time with me, etc. in office. But now it's not easy. I mean, companies and employees has to work together. The last point is actually for the more relatively seasoned employees, because what is happening is when in the work from home, which has become a pseudo norm for IT industry now, while it gives as an employee a flexibility to me, but it also makes me overworked, because sometimes people can call me at any time because I have access, I can do everything. Earlier when I leave office, I'm done, I can just answer a few things on call, but I was not expected to continue work on the live project. Now, so I will running out of time now, so I will go back to this summary. So in summary, if I have to cover all the three, stakeholders, sorry to go back again, but clients, companies, employer. But if I look at an industry level, again, as I said, at a macro level, the industry has clearly a great opportunity because of higher demand, which is a result of digitization trend across the industry, across all the brick and mortar businesses. The challenge is actually the supply side. So demand side is the opportunity, while supply side is a challenge. And the skill pool expansion today is the biggest challenge that IT industry has today. I will halt here if there are any questions or any other discussion that we need to do, because to make sure we have enough time for that and not running late for the whole schedule.
Yeah, sir, no, we are not running late. It is exactly crisp. And we have kept the chat box off. So questions will not be there here right now.
No worries.
But in the separate feedback form, they can ask the questions to you and we will flow them to you later.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, feel free to, route questions to me. I can answer offline also via email or etc. No worries.
Sure, sir. Thank you, sir. So, sir, this session has been exactly crisp with the summary. And thank you so much for sparing your valuable time, not only for your speech and your session, but as I saw, you have been in the session since in the previous lecture also you were here. So it is very nice to see, our next speaker, Advocate Chetan Kothari sir, also is already here in the session, it is very, very nice to see that, such prominent speakers like you and Kothari sir are sparing time not only to give away one lecture that they are supposed to, but also sparing their valuable time for listening to other speakers also in our event. I heartily thank you, sir. And now I hand over the mic to the anchor of our session for this domain for a formal vote of thanks to you, sir.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, sir, for such a wonderful session. Some takeaways from your session are uh, accelerated digitalization is a need of an hour. Make yourself effective that remotely, that also client engagement. As you said, the some tech giants like Facebook, SpaceX, Google has earned a massive profit and some IT industries have suffered loss. Employment engagement is also important. The experienced employees knows the culture of organization very well. Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you so much. As our next session, last but not least, once again, a warm welcome to all and a very good afternoon to everyone present here. It is not the strongest of the species that survive, nor the most intelligent one, but the most responsive to change, said by Charles Darwin. I, Neil Shah, student of Integrated MBA Semester 2, heartily welcomes Reverend Father Dr. Joman Thamanna, Director of Christ Campus, Dr. KJ Thangajan, Principal of Christ Institute of Management. Our today's speaker, Advocate Chetan Kothari Sir, respected faculty and all the participants on the behalf of the whole CIM family in Pratishtha 2021, a virtual management conclave. Putting the lights on the sir's qualification, Advocate Chetan Kothari Sir is a lawyer of 34 years experience. He is also working as a legal auditor for the most bank and NBFs. Apart from his professional qualification, Lean Six Sigma Yellow Belt, he is a winner of a National Merit Certificate from Gujarat. Sir is a chairman of Rajkot Management Association. Sir acted as a vice chairman, Skill Development Council at GTU and advisory board of many deemed universities and Rajkot Chamber of Commerce and Industries. Sir will nominate for presenting the paper on venture capital held at Okaha, Japan by Asian Productivity Council. Shah has specialized on IPR matters and delivered the lectures on IPR at the various forums, including Skill Development Council and Associate of Lok Vignan Kendra. Shah is an inventee in India MSME Advisory Team, Kochi. Shah was a special inventee in Vibrant Gujarat Summit. So now Sir will share his professional knowledge about the challenges and opportunities in post-COVID era. Over to you, sir. Thank you.
Good afternoon. After a galaxy of speakers who have already delivered wonderful speeches and shared their wonderful knowledge, it will be very difficult for me to, meet the standards which already my earlier speakers have set. I'll be very happy to share my own experience out of my legal profession as well as my management study. Simply speaking, all the students who are participating, first of all, I thank Reverend Father KJ Thangchan sir, my earlier speakers, Mr. Rajeev Agrawal and Ashwin Parmar ji, for setting the माहौल इसको बोलते हैं एक ऐसा wonderful platform they have already provided to me. Very little effort on my side on technical aspect of the topic. Today's topic, challenges and opportunities for employee in post-COVID era. I'll be very happy to tell everybody that it is not only the post-COVID era, but pre-COVID era, when we were like you, we were listening to somebody and starting up our career. We also had challenges. And challenges made us find out for the solutions. And as you are already from morning to evening, whatever you are hearing, very little if you take home and work on that, probably the life will be very easy. We also had some handholders in our young time, and they taught us certain basic value system, which probably will make you understand where life will lead to. Because otherwise, what will happen that you will try on your own and you won't be getting a fast success. Because today is a very fast era. Everything is on your palm, and just clicking a button, you will get a treasure of knowledge, which in our age we were not having. So you are an advantageous group of people. You will have more time juggling with the technology, accelerating your life, and achieving the goal fast. In our time, probably 10 years is the first 10 year of a career or a professional life that we have to struggle, where we have seen a lot of young people like you in last 3-4 years who are accelerated and earning more 3-4 times more than us. So it is an era of opportunity rather than we can take it as an era of a challenge. COVID is kind of an episode which has come to our life, which has made us open our eyes. Because earlier we had no idea what is a pandemic, what is work from home. And these are the new words, new terminology is being coined. And you all very lucky that in this era, the highest level of challenge of humanity, you people have survived. So it will be easier for you to come out of small challenges, because the biggest challenge of survival in human history we are passing through. And I hope and I bless all of you that you all will come out of this challenge with a flying color, and you will make a wonderful life ahead. Today's topic, the accelerated adoption of digitalization, is probably one of the key area where my earlier speakers have already enlightened you. But it is required to be on a continued process. It should not be like I have already learned Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. My knowledge is over. Tomorrow there will be new programs, there will be new applications, there will be new ideas which will be floated on digital area, because it's like, as one of the wonderful book which I have read of Bill Gates, business at the speed of thought. So speed of thought आपका जितना ज़्यादा होगा, जितना आप तेज सोच सकेंगे और ahead of the bunch, तो उतना आपके लिए acceleration easy हो जाएगा. Because what is happening now, that whatever today is okay, tomorrow morning there will be something new. As you might have also observed that World Health Organization every day came out with new guidelines. Government of India came out with new guidelines, and Government of Gujarat coming out with another new guidelines. Even the lockdown timings are every day evaluating, and every day there is something new which is we must be aware about. So first and the foremost is keeping yourself aware about what is happening. And the easiest way to be aware about what is happening around is to be a good reader of the contemporary issues, because otherwise the life will pass by and you will be standing on the station. The train of life is moving so fast, so speedily, that if you don't try to jump into that, train will miss you. And there are some few wonderful people who have came on time, got their seat, got their reservation, and ready to move ahead. So my advice to all the students is to be aware about what is happening in and around you, rather than wasting time on the social media updates and other things. It will be probably more helping you if you are keeping yourself very updated through the economy news, through the healthcare news, through the technology news. Because these are the three areas which probably today I am going to give inputs and a few career options which probably I feel like were the opportunity which is coming in your way. Because post-pandemic, the society will be changed. Earlier, if we have a sneeze, we won't be having much worry about why we have sneezed. Or if we have a little cough, we will not be, we have no worry rather than, one haldi kada we take at night and in the morning will be okay. But now if you sneeze in public, 7, 4, 5, 10, 11 people, eyebrows will be raised, and you will be looked at as an alien in the group. So the basic thing of caring for yourself and getting updated on your health is the primary thing. You should be very, very particular about what is happening. And that is going to be a new normal. Now, the society in which we lived in 2020 January is not a society now. Everybody is apprehensive. Everybody is concerned. Everybody is worried. And we have seen a lot of people losing their wonderful relatives in the process. So first and foremost is you have to be very, very fit, making yourself aware about the healthcare parameters and make other people take the responsibility of your family at least. In fact, we are working on a project of 10,000 healthcare support team in Rajkot for envisaging this third wave, because the second wave we have seen that there is a big gap between doctor and the patient, and the communication and the basic home care was not taken care of as qualified professionals were not there. So we are planning to have a 10,000 qualified people who will be trained for 1 week. So this type of ideas now, a new normal, and you all people must get into that. Volunteer yourself, at least for your family, at least for your street, at least for your organization. So you will be one person whom doctor can communicate. That is the one area. The another is advances in information communication technology, that is called ICT. Is symbolically interacting with globalization and neoliberalization. Today, there may be some students who are not in Rajkot, maybe somebody in Mumbai, somebody in Kolkata, somebody in Chennai is hearing my talk today. So now there is no kind of a classroom study. You can study anywhere, any place, anytime, and there is a treasure of knowledge which is already before you. All you need to choose it right and enroll into this. In the last pandemic, I understand that last lockdown, I understand that this was the golden time to get acquainted, to create new skills and new skill set, technology knowledge and other things. I myself have done around 14 online courses. So this maximum utilization of your time will make you ready to face the challenge. And now knowledge is probably on a platter. You don't need to have an excuse that how can I enroll to Cambridge? How can I enroll to Harvard? Now they have all the courses available online at a very, very bargain rate. Even if you go to Coursera, there are n number of courses where if you don't want a certificate, you can enroll free of cost. So these are the things which probably make you fully equipped for the future challenge of your employment. And when you go to an employer, say that I have done 14 courses, 10 courses online during the pandemic time and I have used my time properly. Obviously, you will be rated very high. And first thing, the employer will understand that you are the person who value your time. If you don't value your time, time will bite you. So my request to all the participants who are already there, make yourself committed to upgrading your skills, because this is, as the earlier speaker has rightly said, that now data is the new gold. So what data you carry with your resume or your profile will make you one step ahead employee in your organization. There are three major questions in today's world where we seek the opportunity and we fight the challenges. The first is what forms of new tools to respond to the challenges post-COVID. What are the new tools? What new skill set you have created? What new ideas you have understood? What new people you have met? So everything where you have a niche over others, only and only you love new. If you fear the unknown, obviously you will not be able to communicate with new people, communicate with new technology, and communicate with new skills. So my advice to all of you is never worry new. New is a word that make you new. Second and more important is what topics will gain importance and which may be the less importance. Now, as rightly said by Ashwin Bhai, that the food delivery is a new normal or a new thing. And the hotelier business have already been collapsed, almost collapsed. So recently, last week only, I had gone to one of the finest restaurants, and the staff response and other things. I was so surprised. After 1.5 years sitting there idle on the benches, the staff have forgotten how to serve the food. Now, this is probably very eye-opening kind of an example, but these is new normal. The new skill set required to be, inculcated into your own personality. And if you don't make yourself aware about what is happening now and now what is going to be new normal, now as if third wave doesn't come or it passes by comfortably, there will be a lot of opportunities on travel industry because the people have already been totally fatigued and they want to spend money on exploring the world. So there is an opportunity coming up in travel industry very, very soon. And if you can create a career like a portal for local sightseeings, helping people who are traveling to Rajkot, aiding them, take them to the Rajkot society, very special places of tourist interest and other things. It will have a wonderful kind of a startup. So these are the new, what is new coming up, the trend which is now going to follow. Now what is going to be a new thing, new business opportunity, where it is. You have to front runner, or you have to think that these opportunities are probably likely. And are you prepared for that? Are you having some resources? Do you have a data aggregation of Rajkot properties or Rajkot sightseeing places? These are the small ideas which I am propagating right now. And you can think, if anybody thinks like having a detailed discussion on startup kind of a thing, you can call me. I'll share my numbers to the college and you can take my appointment and come. I'll be very happy to handhold for this. The third is, how will the post-COVID world affect the organization and the ways of working and representative bodies? As I am chairman of Rajkot Management Association, we are always having one or two on-site meetings or seminars before COVID. Post-COVID, pre-COVID, after the COVID pandemic has started, in the lockdown, we were the first organization pan-India in all other local management association to take a lead and having a webinar. We were the first people to have a webinar on Zoom. Even Zoom was not responding to us as half an hour, they switch off. And again, we have to relog. The enrollment was not easy. The students were, and the participants were also not having any awareness about it. The first webinar, what we have done, is creating an awareness about how to use Zoom and how to be participating in a webinar. And thereafter, we have in a long list of 35 seminars in during the lockdown. So more than 10,000 people have participated. So this is, kind of we were just thinking ahead of other lot. So after we have started doing webinars, probably all other LMS who are in our touch, they say that you have started it good and our members will also be joining it. So world is now on your hand, on your palm. As Mr. Agrawal has rightly said, there can be a synergy. There can be a synergy of the resources, and we have no worry about the knowledge bank, because pan-India, you can connect any specific topic, any specific expert and any specific idea, and through webinar, anybody can get the benefit. So these are the basic things, the challenges which I already discussed, that you have to be well equipped, you have to keep very, very tidy health, and the technology which is coming up, you must be learning ahead of others. The areas of opportunities which I have listed out, I'll be very happy to share. These are the basic ideas where I feel like these are the coming trends or coming career opportunities. There are three main areas. One is healthcare, which is obvious and it is going to last. Another is communication. And third one is bridging personal in the society. The first one is medical technology. Now, we had an experience, one of my clients, Jyoti CNC, they have diversified, taking an opportunity of manufacturing a ventilator from their original CNC machine business. They have manufactured a wonderful machine at a very cost-effective rate, probably inventive kind of a thing they have done. But the lack of proper personals who can operate these ventilators were in very, very big shortage. And their company, they manufacture it in a big way, supplied it in a big way. through PM Care Fund also, but unfortunately, the operators were not very well equipped. So medical technologist is one of the area which probably I think many can think of having a career. And there are very good short-term courses into that, on-site courses and off-site courses. So you can think on this. Another is medical supply. Now, the medicines are new normal for everybody's life. Those up till now not taking any medicines, they are being, promoted to take even the vitamins and zinc and whatnot. So there is a big business opportunity for medical supply. The third one is medical logistics. Medical logistic is like patient is somewhere, hospital is somewhere. The ambulance services are not well equipped with some GPRS, so that they are unable to locate the patient, take it in time, and go to the hospital. So medical logistic is also, according to me, a good opportunity where you can train some good person who is having a knowledge of GPRS and other things. You can be part of the ambulance team, and the patient who is already there suffering, he can be located by aid of your staff. Fourth is medical interpreters. Now, the communication by a patient in a non-medical way to a doctor on a Zoom call or on a video call is creating a lot of ruckus. Many hospitals, whom I am a consultant, they say that the patients, what they say, doctors are unable to understand in normal circumstances because they are stressed and they have many patients at a time. So medical interpreters is one of the area which nobody might have thought of, but he extract the data from the patient, deliver it to the doctor in a medical terminology, and doctor can just reading these interpretation done by a medical interpreter in a medical terminology can act fast. He can prescribe the medicine fast, and the total time being wasted on understanding the problem will be eliminated. Another is home care provider. Now on the longevity part, we are probably aging society. Though we have always talked about the demographic dividend, but according to me, the non-working bunch of people is going to be gradually increasing, and home care for the elderly people and the senior citizen will be getting a big boom. So medical home care service providing, creating a team, having qualified people, giving full assurance with warmth and compassion may be a good business opportunity for those who want to do any startup kind of a thing. Another area is communication. App development and other things is not my forte, and the earlier speakers have already guided you properly. So that app development of various solutions which society facing today, like if you go to Rajkot Ring Road, and if you find there are a lot of road ports, and there are a lot of broken roads. So all you need to identify and communicate with the municipality. That can also be a good business idea, because municipality doesn't know every road and every place where there is some damage in the roads after the monsoon and other things. Where the seepage is there, there are some requirement of maintenance. So these type of ideas, an app can be of great help. Similarly, there is a conceptualizers. There are certain business ideas people have, but they cannot conceptualize in such a way that it can be converted into a business idea of an app. So the conceptualization, who are deep thinkers, they can always think on this and become a conceptualizer for app developers. They can develop the app, but they don't have a concept. So you can become a bridge into that. Even in your organization, if your app is working, if your organization, your employer created some website and the website is not getting the hit, you can be a conceptualizer of unique ideas where the website can be very popular. Another is Zoom meeting hosting. Many organizations or NGOs, they want to do the Zoom meeting and webinars, but they don't have any technical or qualified staff. So if you make your career into this, like I will be hosting a webinar on a paid basis, so there will be ample opportunity in and around Saurashtra only. The third thing is study material creators. Now everybody is studying at home, and as the study material in digital format, if you can create, it will have a niche area where very little cost the people can buy the online books and other things. The fourth is government e-scheme felicitators. Government is now pushing the digital India in a big way. Central government, state government, even they want every farmer to be, a digital savvy kind of a person. But all the farmers are not that much digitally savvy. So there is a gap between the government scheme and the end user. So there can be a in between category of government e-scheme felicitators, and even I understand that government may even incentivize if you create this type of concept and give government a proposal that we will be connecting these much villages and we will make them techno savvy. We will allow them to operate on their own and get the maximum benefit of the government schemes. That can bridge the gap between the government and the end user. So that can be a good career option. The another one is influencer. If you are very much expert in any subject, and if you create that content, put it on the net, you can be a good influencer. And when you become a good influencer, a lot of companies can follow you, and you can be a gem in a particular stream or a particular area. You can earn very well. The third one is bridging personal. That is the extension of my earlier idea. But connecting customer to the manufacturer is a big issue. The person who is manufacturing, he doesn't know that Mr. A, B, and C is in requirement of my goods. So connecting customer to manufacturer is a big theme. And earlier, these type of activities were being done physically. There were brokers who were, finding the customers for the manufacturers. Now you can think of, you become a connector and you can get a very, very good amount from the manufacturer. Another is rural and urban connect. Now, in rural areas, people want their kids to study in urban areas, but they don't know. They are being misled by misleading advertisements, their referral points. There are some, even now, agents traveling in the villages, and the real information or even education is not being provided. And they take a wrong decision rather than having a correct decision with their budget, within their budget. So that also can be a good opportunity in many areas. Actually, education is only one area, but there are many areas where rural and urban connect is now the need of the hour. Because in rural area, the television and other things is already being reached, and they are having all information of what is the urban life. But they don't know how to connect in an urban area to a reliable source for their requirement. Another one is banking service provider. There are n number of Jan Dhan accounts being opened, and big way government is planning to connect everybody with banking industry. But unfortunately, all the facilities and the information in a vernacular is not being provided. Bankers do not have time for educating each and every customer from the grassroots level. So banking service provider is a good opportunity. And if you can create a good content in a vernacular, and if you go to a bank that I'll be doing like this, and this is my business idea, obviously there is chances that you will be picked up for their requirements. Another is critical thinking. There are people who are thinking about whatever is right now, but there are very, very less people who think in a critical way. Who is a critic, a real critic of what is not happening right now in an organization or in a government or even in a social organization like us. So critical thinkers will have a niche place in the market. And if you think of becoming a critical thinker and giving the critical outlook of an organization, obviously you can create a career there. All these ideas are just a basic idea or kind of a overview what I'm just giving you. Anybody want to have a discussion with me on one of the idea? We can always have a suitable time and we can discuss. I will be very happy to handhold. सफर में धूप तो होगी, जो चल सको तो चलो, सभी है भीड़ में, तुम निकल सको तो चलो. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Bhatt. Thank you so much, sir, for this wonderful, enlightening session. I must say, each time when I listen to you, there is minimum one reference of a book and one reference of a poetry. Remembering Nida Fazli Saab in a corporate management event, nobody would have thought of this. Thank you so much, sir, for this very, very enlightening session. And as I said, each time I listen to you, there is a mention of a book, right? And Business at Speed of Thought by Bill Gates. I am very, very pleased to listen to prominent, eminent speakers like you, who have not stopped learning even at this age, who have not stopped learning even at that stage of life where you are right now. Your reading shows that your learning continues. So thank you so much, sir, for this wonderful event. I will now hand over the mic to the anchor of the event for formal Thanksgiving and takeaways from your session.
Thank you so much for this wonderful session. Some takeaways from your session were treasure of knowledge on your fingertip. Yes, it's very true that in this modern era, we can get the knowledge just by surfing on the internet and from the mobile. It's very easy to get the information, but in the olden times, there were no technology like this, so it's very hard to get such information. So the era of opportunity and not challenge. Yes, it's the era of opportunity. It's in the every field. It's the opportunity. If if there in any field, if we create opportunity, there is, and it's very true. Even if the artist, painters, and IT sector, business sector, there is an opportunity for everyone. Learning should be continuous. Very true. There should be a continuous learning. There is no age of a learning. Every person who wants to gain knowledge can learn the things. As said, the 10,000 healthcare workers team is being built by the sir. It's the very good thing, the sir, which you are doing for the society, and we are very thankful for that. That you are planning for the third wave of upcoming COVID, which is very good, and it's the difficult time for everyone. So we are in this together, and we will survive, and we will win this. And the medical logistics is a very good opportunity, and the doctors on the Zoom is answered. Yes, it's the now a trend that the people cannot go outside due to this COVID situation, so everything is on the Zoom and other applications. So it's a very good thing that doctors are also available virtually. So thank you so much, sir. And for this, this is one of the most knowledgeable and informative day for me and all of us. And I would like to thank the Christ Institute of Management for organizing this wonderful event. And thank you, sir, for to give us this wonderful knowledge. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much, sir, for sparing your valuable time. I must say to all the participants who are present here right now, you cannot imagine the amount of time that sir has spared for this event and for this institute. You cannot value this amount of time. As I said earlier, not only for a small speech that he gave, a very crisp and a small speech that covered a lot of zest. Not only that, he was there in this same platform since more than an hour and a half and listening to other speakers as well. This is why I say once again that learning still continues at this stage and this age. So thank you so very much, sir, for sparing this much amount of valuable time. Thank you so much, sir. Now to all the participants, I have shared one more link, which is a final feedback link for the last domain for today, which is corporate management domain. Please feel free to fill this feedback form. And as I said, it is mandatory for certification as well as your purpose of being here in the Zoom meeting. Certification will be based on the details that you fill in the form. So please make sure that your details are correctly filled in the form. Please make sure that there is no mistakes in the details that you fill in the form. Uh, Thank you so much. Now you have 10 minutes of time. Till that time, the link will be open. Later on, the responses will be closed. So please fill the feedback form within 10 minutes of time. Now we will be moving on towards the valedictory ceremony of this event, which will be the culmination of this entire one-day event, Pratishtha 2021. For this valedictory ceremony, I would invite Ms. Manali Jaising, Assistant Professor of Christ Institute of Management, for taking us all ahead with the final session, final ceremony of the day, which is the valedictory ceremony. So I would now welcome Ms. Manali Jaising for this session.
Sir, we can't see the meeting, sorry, this feedback link over this chat window.
...2021 feels great honor and privilege to give vote of thanks to all the stakeholders of this event. Let me take an opportunity to thank all the pillars for making this event the resounding success. If we start with the event glimpse, our chief guest, Dr. Darshita P. Shah, for sparing her precious time from her busy schedule for this conclave and shared some insights about how the practical world is demanding. So you need to be updated. Then I even thank our Reverend Father, Dr. Joman Thomanna, our Christ Campus Director, for his constant support and guidance for this conclave. He has always given green signal for whatever new things we want to carry forward. I thank our principal, Dr. KJ Thankajan, sir, who has been the backbone for this event, for this conclave. He has given minute details, minute advices with a lot of experiences, and he has explained it as a very fatherly way. I thank our most contented and competent speakers of the day. If I start with domain one, finance domain, CA Prafulla Chhajed, I thank them for sparing, though no doubt he was traveling. Today he was in Surat, but then too, he was available for this conclave and made it a huge success. Second speaker of that domain, CA Charmi Shah. Even she had given a wonderful insights on the finance domain. Second domain, HR domain. I thank Mr. Harjeet Khanduja and Mr. Deepak Bhatt for the various inputs of the HR domain. Third domain was marketing domain. I thank Mr. Saurabh Pandey as well as Dr. Vinod Sharma for giving insights related to the marketing domain. Last but not the least, the corporate management, whereby we are going to have, or else we are facing these days, challenges to be very successful. So these all the three main speakers, Advocate Chetan Kothari sir, Mr. Ashwin Parma sir, and Mr. Rajeev Agrawal sir, has given the deep insights and given some tips how to face the challenges and opportunities in this post-COVID era. If I talk about thanking further, I thank our main team members, Hiren sir, Chetan sir, Jainisha ma'am, and Surbhi ma'am for standing by and taking up the responsibility shoulder to shoulder to make this event a successful event. Right from the idea discussion to the implementation and inviting the best resource speaker, they were all together working as a team. I thank our admin staff, Mr. Hiren Rawal and Sister Kirtana, for giving the, whenever the help is needed, for giving all the admin support. I will not miss a chance to thank our students who were the major partakers of this event. Our student coordinator, Rutwisha from MBA Semester 2, our second student coordinator, Jaydev Gohil from IMBA Semester 2, has been, they have worked it so well and participated in all the managerial work, management work. Are all the four anchors, Jignasha Nepali, Uzma Hala, Keshmin Vyas, and Neil Shah, has done it so well and grabbed the opportunity to make it more successful. Other students who were there on this platform, who has shown their presence on this virtual mode, and learning zeal was on mark for them. So bingo to all. Main thanks again to the participants of this conclave. We have, in the last session also I saw that we were having more than 100 participants even in the last. It is very difficult because it increases the screen time. It increases the screen time right from 9 o'clock morning till 4 o'clock, but these students were there. So big thank you to all the participants, academicians, professionals, and from the corporates for being a part of this conclave Pratishtha 2021. We understand, though it was very difficult, but you made it sure. If I name few of the institutes from where we got the good entries, for a few of the academic institutes were Christ College, Rajkot, Christ Institute of Management, MVM Commerce College, Kansagra College, Karvibai Virani, Savrashtra University, Nirma University, Atmiya University, RK University, Government Engineering College from Mudasar and Rajkot. We have received from Marwari University, Shakti School, Sardar Patel College of Administration and Management, LJ Institute of Ahmedabad. We have received number of registrations from that college. Thank you all. And from the VVP College, Dholakia School and Modi School. From few entries from the corporates, Angel Industries, Bhargav Nathwani and Company, Bhairava Enterprises, DIC, Sun Corporation, INSCA, Bharat Financial Inclusion Limited, etc. From various platforms we have got the entries. We thank you so much for this support. I even thank Chandra Prakash sir for helping us to make FB Live and YouTube Live and helping us spreading the knowledge on the social media. Thank you, Chandra Prakash sir, for helping it on this media platform. I even thank designer Mehul Bhai for designing the descent poster, and we were able to flash it on time to the participants. I even thank Sajeev Bhai for power technical and power supply support, as this was all about virtual thing. Because see, physically it is different, but it was completely on the virtual platform. So I thank Sajeev Bhai to have all the precautionary steps if there are more power cuts. As we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not to utter the words, but to live with that. And I am sure that most of the takeaways from all the competent speakers would make us ready for technology 4.0, academics 4.0, and the industry 4.0. I, Manali J. Singh, on behalf of whole Christ Institute of Management, thank all the participants, thank all the dignitaries present here on this platform and made a big event success, and that too successful. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. Always, sir is always supportive in that way. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yes, and please keep continuing, please keep supporting, as we firmly believe together we grow. Thank you all. Thank you. We signing off from the Christ Institute of Management. Thank you all.